Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Superior Comic Show, weekly Shenanigans. 15, I believe. So, before we get into it, let's see what we have coming up on the show. Okay, so it's our lineup pretty similar to last week. Well, the headings might stay the same, the news always changes. As they say, there's no such thing as new news. Okay, so first, let's talk a bit about TV and movies. I know everyone's kind of excited to get to Dean segment and see what he thought of World War Hulk, but we'll get there. Yeah, so on TV movie news, okay, so the movie formerly known as Jurassic World 2 has now got a new title and its own tagline. So the new tagline will be Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Good start. And then they've taken a tagline right from the first movie, Life Finds a Way. Love the tagline, love the name of the movie. I'm actually excited for it. I enjoyed the first movie, so I'm excited for this, and I love Chris Pratt and anything he's Chris Pratt. Yeah, so Jurassic World 2, I'd like to see, are they going to go back to the island? Did Blue live? Because I'd love to see Blue live, because my whole problem with that was they left the island with most of the dinosaurs dead, to be honest. So Blue and the T-Rex were coexisting for the time being. We had the Mosasaurus, but eventually the food's got to run out. For the Mosasaurus first, and then Blue and the T-Rex. So depending on how long after this is, did they eat each other in a non-sexual way? Hey, so moving on, that was just a quick thing on Jurassic World 2. Sorry, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. We don't know too much about it just yet. Next, now I think we've all heard the Han Solo directors were fired, and they've been replaced by Ron Howard, who is going to be taking up the helm of director on that movie. Yeah, apparently from what I've heard, the original directors wanted to make some sort of Star Wars comedy, and listen, a Star Wars comedy would be too forced. It's the reason I really liked the last movie, The Force Awakens, was Finn was hilarious, but it wasn't forced. It was almost natural humour, which I liked. They let it flow naturally, they let it build naturally. It was nice little humour in the middle of a film that is not known for being a comedy. So in terms of that, I'm glad they were fired. So that sounds so awful. Disclaimer: I'm not wishing for anyone to get fired, but if you're gonna try to turn a Star Wars movie into a full-blown comedy, nah. What's next? Are they gonna change the Han Solo cast and bring in Charlie Sheen? Anywho, so Transformers came out a little under a week ago, and it is completely tanking at the box office. Like, it is doing disgracefully. Apparently it's one of the worst rated movies at the moment. Listen, Transformers movies have never been well rated. They're the type of movie you don't go to if you want a deep storyline, if you want the real thinker, you know, the type of movie you go to if you just want to see shit blow up. I don't mind the Transformers movies. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of them. I wouldn't say I hate them. Sorry, scratching my eye. I have hay fever and make my eyes really itchy. Yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of Transformers movies, but I enjoy them for what they are. You know, just mindless vandalism, basically. Yeah, I'm flying through this as quick as possible. I'm trying to make the episodes as short as I can, while not being too short, so I can keep people's attentions. So next, okay, I'm gonna say that one for last. Hey, TV wise, so we all know now Spawn is coming to Netflix. Todd McFarlane's baby. Yeah, looking forward to coming to Netflix so I can continually watch it. Spawn has always been a strange character to me. I've always had a love-hate relationship with him. Basically, because villains are disgusting. Like, it's just, ugh. Other than that, he's a good hero. I like his suit. His suit is badass. And Todd McFarlane's design. I love anything Todd McFarlane when it comes to design-wise or drawing-wise. Yes, Spawn, that'll be coming to Netflix soon. So yeah, reboot your subscriptions. Another TV show now that's a TV show that's about to come out. They're doing a Watchmen TV show. Listen, I wasn't overly interested in the movie. It sounds so bad because I know some people love it, but it kind of bored me a little bit. Maybe because I didn't know much of the backstory on the Watchmen when I first watched it. But a show, I think, would be good. You'll get more detail, more description in a show. So here's hoping Watchmen does a good job and maybe gets me on board as a fan. Okay, now on to my main bit of TV movie news I wanted to talk about. Everyone knows over the last week during an interview together, Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige, or Feige, I don't know whatever way he pronounces it. Well, Amy Pascal basically dropped the bomb that Venom will be linked to the Spider-Man of the MCU. Now, how true that is, we don't know yet. This is just something she's saying. Is it actually gonna come to pass? I don't know, but they really do need to be thinking about what we've talked about here a few times, that you cannot have Venom without Spider-Man because it just screws up the whole backstory. So yeah, apparently now from what she's saying, it seems like Venom, Silver Sable, Black Cat will all tie into the Spider-Man of the MCU, so basically be part of the MCU themselves. Which is great news. Gives me more confidence in the movie as well. You know, first Tom Hardy gets cast and you find out it's going to be tied into the MCU. Yeah, so that's really good news. And then there's even better news coming out of that movie. So if reports are to be believed, my dear hero role model Cletus Cassidy is looking like he's going to be the villain for the Venom movie. Finally, we're getting a Carnage on the big screen, and they better not fuck Carnage up. It's extremely hard to fuck up a murderous psychopath. That's an easy thing to do. But when it's a murderous psychopath with a symbiote attached, that's where the difficulty comes in. Do not fuck it up. Do not mess up Carnage like you messed up Venom in Spider-Man 3. Just don't. Please. I'm begging you, do not mess up Carnage. So yeah, right, that's TV movie news, right? That's the main points that coming from this week, other than maybe like Aquaman. They seem to, it looks like reports are saying they've cast what could be a young Arthur Curry. There's going to be flashback scenes. It's going to start off with him being young. I don't know, I haven't seen it. We'll just have to wait and see about that. Yeah, so on to now just gaming. Short bits of gaming. I know I promised another Marvel Heroes Omega. I apologise. I was extremely busy. This is my dog. Her name is Ruby. Yeah, I was extremely busy and I didn't get a chance to do it. So I have a free day on Sunday. So Sunday I'm going to be doing another Marvel Heroes Omega video and getting that out there. So that's that news. Yeah, so another gaming news. She's a fan. She's a fan. Okay. Good girl. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Get your ball. Other gaming news. iPhone users will be happy to know that all the old Sega games are being released on iOS. So if you want to play Sonic the Hedgehog, Crazy Taxi, they're all coming to your iPhone. You have them right in the palm of your hand. Yeah, and anyone now, I know I talk a bit about wrestling on here. It fits because there's a WWE comic. The new trailer dropped for WWE 2K18 and the cover star is Seth Rollins and the trailer is so cool. Basically, if you haven't seen it, the trailer is Seth Rollins goes to WWE archives where they hold all their memorabilia and stuff and trashes the place, like burns the place to the ground. He's in a balaclava the whole time. You don't realise it's him till the end. He just kind of whips it off and there's Seth Rollins with that sinister smile on his face. And the tagline, be like no one. So it's kind of like, yeah, he's destroying all this stuff because he wants to be like himself. He doesn't want to be compared to all these people. So yeah, that trailer was badass. That was great. I loved that trailer. It was listen, 2K have let me down a bit with them games, but here's hoping they improve for this one. So now on to comics news. But before I go into my news and talking about comics, let's go see what Dean thought about World War Hulk. Welcome back.
Good to be back. Talk louder.
Yeah, you really should, because there's so much editing everywhere you spoke on the other one.
Sorry.
And even then, like, Jesus Christ.
I project my voice.
Practice. Do your vocal exercises. Big lanky donkey dick.
Stop the inside jokes when they don't get it.
Everyone gets big lanky donkey dick.
Whoa! I don't know. I'd rather know.
Right, so
It's bestiality.
we know why you're here, I'm here, we're here, we've been through this last week. You realise that you're holding that up now, but I'm probably going to do the same thing I done last week. I'm just going to edit the cover so it just kind of comes over our voices right now. So it's
That was really bad. That was. I'm gonna edit that out.
yeah, I'm going to edit that out.
That was awful. But that's just. It's supposed to be like a.
Right, so how are you finding your newfound fame on Twitter?
Clays. Flattering. Too nice. Too nice.
Sekra now, the one that mentions you the most, she's kind of a regular. She's every post she kind of is there. She likes, she comments, she lets her opinion be known. She's the real MVP.
Dude. Shout out, homie.
Right, so you read World War Hulk.
Oh, I loved it.
Well, kind of wait till I ask you what you think.
Wow, Jesus, I love that much. It's just. We're having some technical difficulties.
Alright, right, so we want them your in-depth thoughts about it. This is your segment. So
In depth? Whoa.
this is your segment, so you take control.
World War Hulk was we get so sidetracked like so easily.
Oh, it's always in the way of the podcast. We've always got sidetracked.
But yeah, well, I loved it. I liked it more than Civil War. That's not to say I didn't like Civil War. Of course, I liked Civil War a lot. But World War Hulk it seemed a lot more to my liking. The whole concept, the backstory. I love Hulk as it is. The whole backstory, seeing more of Hulk, because you don't really see much of Hulk. Really Hulk. Seeing more of Hulk, the Warbound and the seeing the Avengers as villains. Like kind of like I was on Hulk's side.
I was on Hulk's side until I think maybe the last issue and a half.
Where you making them fight?
Yeah, where I kind of started seeing where they're all kind of trying to explain that they didn't set this fucking bomb off, like.
Yeah, but
and then you find out who did. Like.
I was still formed. I don't know why. Even though I knew they didn't set the bomb off, then I was still like, yeah, go home.
Yeah, well, you did look badass in that throne in the middle of Manhattan. Like.
Favorite panel. It's not even a panel. I think it's like one of the covers
of
one of the issues. It's like Hulk sitting on a throne. He's fucking huge, and it's just all the Avengers fighting. It's just sick. Again, the artwork. Like I said, I liked the War's artwork, but I liked Hulk.
It's John Romita Jr. as far as I remember.
Yeah, and some Pac.
Yeah, John Romita Jr. Pac done the writing. Romita Jr. done the artwork.
2 packs of love. Yeah, I love the artwork. The whole concept. Did you get to the part? This is where I kind of fell off a bit. Like, I loved the whole thing. The start was kind of slow, kind of getting scripture and understanding
backstory and stuff. Yeah.
Kind of getting my head around it, but the end kind of threw me off. With the, did you see it's like what if endings?
Yeah, the what if.
Yeah, it's like what if Hulk died and how do you pronounce her name? Kyra or?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Queen. I think it's Kyra. I'm gonna say Kyra.
In fairness, you did call Tiagra last week. Like.
I'm still convinced that it's spelled Tiag or.
Why?
I'm convinced. I haven't checked. I haven't rechecked. I'm gonna check. I'm pretty sure.
Tiagra, the boner pill for tigers.
We're not sponsored by boner pills. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and check, and I'm pretty sure it was spelled because I have a decent memory, like, and I wouldn't have said Tiagra if it was spelled Tigra. And then maybe I'm wrong because it happens a lot, especially with a friend. I'm like arguing down to the ground that I'm right, but I'm really wrong. So I'm just disclaimer, I'm probably wrong.
We want a video apology if you were wrong. We want a short 10-second video that we can put on the podcast. You saying okay, it was spelled Tigra, my bad.
Anyway, Kyra, it's like what if Kyra lived and Hulk died, and it's like going on through that, and then it's like another, like that one was kind of alright, kind of easy to understand, whatever, just kind of switching roles really. But then it's like what if the ship went to where it's supposed to go, and Hulk lived instead on that planet, kind of peaceful planet.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like, that was weird. It was like Hulk and Banner. I don't know who it was. Was it Banner?
Who?
Like the guy who was on the planet then.
I don't know, I didn't read the what ifs, I kind of stopped at what ifs. I read the first what if with Kyrie.
Really professional.
What? It was just about World War Hulk, not what if World War Hulk.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's like, I don't know. I think it might be just someone different, just a different person. But yeah, flick to the end there.
You just keep talking.
But it might be like a different person altogether. So somehow ends up on the planet. But for me, it was kind of weird. It was like Hulk and Banner like split up, like different personalities. Yeah, it's like you see, it's kind of. I think it's like a bit after that. Yeah, it's kind of like towards the end here, and it's like you see a person. Yeah.
Which that kind of seems. It seems like you kind of went from Hulk down to Banner there, but
yeah, and then like, they're both at the same time.
So there's him running back into the Hulk.
But they draw a line in the sand and say, "This is your half, this is my half." At some stage, right? Here you go. And so I don't know, like, how do they split it up? Like, I don't know what goes on. Like, it's like Hulk and Banner are different people in this. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they're definitely split up. I'm sure it's not kind of gone through different time frames. One part of it's just showing what Banner does.
Yeah, see, I don't know. It's just really kind of vague. I didn't really know. It was hard to distinguish, you know. Maybe I just didn't pay enough attention to detail, but it was just really hard to distinguish. What I did get from that what if part of it, if you went to the planet where you're supposed to go, it's like, it's a planet full of like kind of like just kind of like
vegetation and
unintelligent life forms, just
stuff,
animals and stuff. But like they kind of evolved. Then you see the end of it there. It's like they evolve into like intelligent life forms, and he's kind of like saves them. So if you see the end of it, look, he's like he's holding the big monster thing. Yeah, it's sick. But overall, I really like the whole storyline, the artwork, everything.
It is an interesting concept, seeing the Avengers and Fantastic Four and X-Men as villains. It's something. It's a strange one that you don't encounter much. Like,
yeah, but I like it. It's a nice change. One of the criticisms, like I don't have many criticisms of that at all. One of them though is maybe it's just my thing. I don't really know Sentry, but like it's just kind of like this all powerful
Marvel Superman basically.
Yeah, he just comes out of nowhere. You know, there's no real backstory to him. You don't know anything about him. Maybe like it's because I haven't read anything about him.
Well, there would be. I
just being ignorant, but
yeah. Well, I learned a bit on learned in the book there. He was the guy Hulk pushed out. Banner pushed out of the way during the Gamma Blast. He's schizophrenic, which I think is good. It's turned like this almighty powerful being, giving him a weakness that he's afraid to use his powers. Whereas Superman only has kryptonite, like a rare substance, as a weakness. Like Sentry has something very common, like fucking schizophrenia.
Yeah, it was just really like it's kind of like one of those things where like it's like a small thing changes the whole. You know, like for example, the one thing that I was thinking was like Batman vs Superman. They're both the same name.
Martha.
Yeah, they're more or less both the same name. So the whole thing just changes then.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. It's just something kind of like a small little variable and just kind of just fucks the whole shit up. Like So like Sentry, kind of like it was just for some reason it was kind of like didn't resonate. We didn't really like it. You know? Yeah. But like that's just kind of like because I'm ignorant. I don't know anything else. I don't know anything about him. So kind of just that's just me saying fuck him.
I don't know much about Sentry either, to be honest. Like I said, he's a character I'd always heard of, like Namor in the Marvel universe. He's not a character I've read anything about. I just kind of know the vague kind of things. Like basically, Namor is the original Aquaman. DC copied Marvel and made Aquaman from Namor, and Aquaman just seems.
Jason Momoa's playing Aquaman.
Yeah,
that's good casting.
Way old news, right?
Good you know, but like I'm just saying we haven't talked about it. So it's good casting.
No, that's great. That's great casting. Although it kind of makes it hard to slag off Aquaman anymore. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just can't.
You can't. Like, you know. Well, I do like in the Just League trailer though, where Batman finds him and he's like, "I hear you talk to fish." It's like that old joke that everyone has about Aquaman. Like, I hear you talk to fish.
But I'm straight. You have to have a man crush on, and he's a good looking man, you know.
He loves Guinness and throwing tomahawks.
Yeah, did you see that video? He's just trying to it's sick. He's a man's man. Can't deny that.
Khal Drogo.
Yeah, that'll be good. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I watched like the 4th season.
You need to watch it. It's coming back next season.
I watched the 4th season, then I fell off. I stopped watching.
Just keep watching. Power through.
I start watch TV again. Like I watch.
Yeah, that's the next thing I'm about. Well, my opinion is basically almost same as yours at World War Hulk. Kind of the Sentry thing didn't kind of bother me as much because I knew a little about him, and I liked I loved almost seeing heroes with mental illnesses. Kind of makes them more relatable. I thought I liked the little kind of twist at the end that where like the Avengers didn't set off the bomb, like, you know, it wasn't them, and Hulk's basically just been throwing a tantrum.
That's Hulk though, isn't it? Really, it's
it was a slow read. Like the first couple of issues were slow, but it kept you turning the pages. Like, there wasn't much happening, but it was just kind of flicking through. But then like the last like issue and a half, 2 issues, like really picked up when all the action was happening at the same time. And Doctor Strange took in that bleeding demon.
Oh, that was crazy, man.
Oh, like, it was. Honestly, it was a well-written book, and you see Hulk in a different light after. Like,
completely different light. Like, see where he's meditating, learning how to use his powers, and use his anger. I like the whole Warbound concept, and I like
Band of Brothers.
Learning about them as well. That was good. I still need to go back and read Planet Hulk.
I've started reading it now, a couple of issues again. It's really good. Like, after you've read World War, I know you're supposed to read Planet Hulk before World War Hulk, but after you've read World War Hulk and you go back and read Planet Hulk, it gives you a lot more knowledge and you understand World War Hulk.
Just treat it as a prequel, I suppose.
Like, you kind of read through Planet Hulk, like where I'm at, some of us are going, that's why, that's why. But you know, maybe you figure it out.
But I'm interested in that storyline. I mean, that's what I thought, like, obviously, just kind of like first impressions. I thought World War Hulk was something about like Planet Hulk. There's a lot of Hulks from around killing each other. That's what I was excited for. I was like, a lot of Hulks just killing each other, but it wasn't at all.
I don't know if it's true because I'm not far enough into Planet Hulk, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Planet Hulk is part of where Thor Ragnarok is based, where Hulk and Thor have that fight in the kind of gladiators.
Well, it makes sense because you see the scene of the trailer.
Yeah,
he's like, we're friends from work.
Yeah, that's where I think Thor Ragnarok took it from now. Correct, I'm not 100% sure, but it seems to be leading that way. Like, you know what I mean? I don't remember any other storyline.
The Red King
was thrown into a fucking gladiator battle.
Yeah, I like that scene, that sequence of panels as well, where he's like holding his thumb out and he just turns it down. Yeah, it's real like it's gladiator.
Yeah, but the only thing I had a problem with, my usual problem, anything, wasn't enough Spider-Man. Listen, right,
typical.
In the cartoons, right, in certain comics, Hulk and Spider-Man have this weird relationship. Hulk likes to call Spider-Man Bugman, and Bugman helps him all the time, you know what I mean? Bugman's always like, when Hulk's on a rampage, Bugman's like crawling to the side, whispering in his ear and stuff. You know what I mean? They have this weird relationship in some of the comics and the cartoons.
If I know what Bugman will not be Ant-Man. He's more of a Bugman.
Is Hulk really, like, I don't think Hulk has a degree, like, you know what I mean?
Banner does.
Banner's a really different person.
Yeah, but I mean, if you call anyone Bugman, you want to call Ant-Man Bugman.
Yeah, but not the Hulk.
But like,
you know, to lesser intelligent life forms, they think spiders are bugs, so just...
They are really.
No, they're not, they're arachnids.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I had a really traumatic experience when I spoiled it, and I won't go into it because it's just gonna fill up like 5 minutes that we don't need to have on.
You're gonna end up talking about it next week because I guarantee people are gonna ask now what. So
it was awful. It was awful.
Sorry, now
I'm not afraid of spoilers, but this was fucking up with us.
Right, so we're in the last bit of Dean's segment. So you've been watching TV shows. You finished Jessica Jones. You finished Daredevil season 1, and you're on to Luke Cage.
I'm on episode 7 of Luke Cage.
Now, right, we've already got your opinion on Jessica Jones. You love that. You thought it was great.
Jessica Jones. David Tennant is killer.
Yeah. Just another superhero. I love it. That's another superhero with a mental issue. You know what I mean? Mental illness.
It makes it real. You know?
Yeah, and then you went on to Daredevil, which I believe you have a few unpopular opinions for.
I didn't.
A lot of people think they consider it one of the best ones. No. So
I did like. Now some of it is just some of it is just me, you know, because of my interests and what I'm into, you know. And you made it very clear on Twitter and stuff that I'm a kickboxer. I've been kickboxing like 5-6 years. So I know my shit when it comes to that, you know. So when I see, when I see in all these films, you know, these like when they're having these like, you know, like
montages.
Yeah, the montage, the training montage, and they're going for it, you know. And like he's like hitting the bag, and he's just. It just looks so wrong. It makes me cringe so hard. Because I mean, for me, right, if someone's gonna play a superhero that has any kind of like, you know,
martial arts,
yeah, or hand-to-hand combat, you know, which most of them do. At least, I mean, most of them are gonna have, you know, time, money.
Yeah.
At least once a week, do any kind of martial arts class, you know, any kind. Just have some sort of understanding of how to throw a punch. So you look decent when you're hitting the bag and doing these montages, you know, because it just makes me cringe so hard. And for me, then it takes away from the fight scenes, because I see Matt Murdock hitting the bag and it just looks so awful and so wrong technique-wise. And then he's doing big jumping kickflips and knocking people out, and it's just like that doesn't match up, you know. That's just my kind of thing. That's just, you know, like most people wouldn't get that, you know. That's why I'm looking forward to Iron Fist, because a lot of criticisms are on the fight scenes, and I'm thinking I'll have a lot of input on that.
Talk about, yeah.
You know, because I love anything to do with martial arts.
I see myself, my unpopular opinions now on Iron Fist. Don't know if you watched it.
Seen it.
Well, a couple of the guys from the Grolix podcast, and one of our followers, and you actually listen to them, actually gas. One was talking about Pepe the Frog, you know, that meme, and in regards to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it was Jesse who says, yeah, but he's not what was it? I can't remember the line. I'll find it. Something about Pepe just being a fucking stoner. He's not a Ninja Turtle. He's a stoner frog.
You sure did. Yeah.
Fucking gas. But yeah, no. So Randall on that show agrees with me about Iron Fist. Jesse slightly agrees with me about it, but he's more kind of on the negative side towards it. But like watch it. Literally,
it's understandable because Jessica Jones for me so far was the best one. I love Jessica Jones. I could find barely any faults in it, you know. Daredevil was kind of, I liked it, you know, it was good. Iffy on some parts, you know. Luke Cage, I'm loving so far. So if I go into Iron Fist and it's just really below par compared to them, like I want to compare it to them, you know.
Yeah.
So if it's really below par, I want to have a bad opinion on it. You know what I mean?
That's why the whole topic of unpopular opinions was the bar set too high.
Because maybe it was.
Like Iron Fist could be a good show, but unfortunately it's not as good as the ones that came before it.
The timing and you know. But the other criticisms of Daredevil is. I think we talked about this on Facebook and stuff. Matt Murdock, I don't know who plays him. Do you know the name of the actor?
I'm just showing you back. There's names.
We'll find it and put it in somewhere or whatever. The guy who plays Matt Murdock in Daredevil, he's a good actor. I like him when he's playing Matt Murdock, and he's a good actor. But when for some reason he just doesn't fit the bill for me as a superhero. When I see him as Daredevil, and when I see him in the scenes and like, you know, talking, you know, I don't feel it, you know. I feel like someone else could have done a better job.
Yeah.
As Daredevil at least. But as Matt Murdock, he's alright, he's grand, you know. He's a good actor, but it's just as a superhero, as Daredevil, I don't like him. It just doesn't feel right with me.
And you're now on to what are you thinking of Luke Cage so far?
Loving Luke Cage. See, I liked Luke Cage when I seen the Jessica Jones anyway. And I like the whole concept, so I might be a bit biased because I like the whole concept of the hero. I like
skin.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those macho things, you know.
Yeah.
I like the guy who plays him as well. I think he's doing a really good job of portraying him. Sometimes he's a bit melodramatic. He's a bit kind of over, like you know. He's just
over machismo.
It's sometimes a bit cheesy. Sometimes just a little bit. But overall, I like the. I don't know where it's gonna go now. I think there's just kind of, you know, I'm at episode 7. Cottonmouth just got arrested. You know,
Claire, it gets good.
Claire just came into the nurse, just crossed up everywhere for some reason.
They're gonna get good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing. I should finish it tonight or tomorrow. I'm on episode 7 now. Depends, probably finish tomorrow. But I'm loving it so far. Happy Christmas. One thing I said to you just before the podcast, just before this clip, was that one thing that's on point for me with every single one so far, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and Luke Cage, is little intro themes.
Yeah.
You know, like the tunes they have and the portrayal. You know, like you see like the streets of Harlem on Luke Cage's skin and stuff.
Yeah.
And in Daredevil you see like the red blood and, you know, the kind of world on fire thing, and like, it makes Daredevil in the end. One of the things I liked with Daredevil actually was I liked a lot of things with it, obviously. But towards the end, like the whole time I was just seeing the man in the mask. And I was like, when you need your suit? I'm waiting for his suit, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, come on. And then finally, the last episode, he just crops up in a suit, and the suit looks sick, you know?
Yeah, the suit was fucking
the suit is good. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in the next season now with the suit, you know? I'll watch the next season. I think I'll watch Luke Cage, then I'll watch Iron Fist.
No, I'll watch Daredevil season 2, then watch Iron Fist. Go in order. So it's gonna...
Alright.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna do order to hang out, because Daredevil season 2 was quality, and then Iron Fist is the last one now before they put the Defenders together.
Alright, sick, right. I'll do that then. But yeah, Daredevil, another criticism. I can't really make this criticism because it's kind of the same with Luke Cage. But like, right, so one of the things I was thinking about, I didn't say this to you, but one of the things I was thinking about, right, so at the end of Daredevil, and he puts away Fisk, I mean, grand, no whatever, and then he goes to the roof and he's standing there in his suit. He's like, yeah, you know, in his suit. And then he hears a scream and then goes and, you know, says. So I'm like, what's his whole thing? Like, you know, Batman has the bat signal. You know, people like Luke Cage is going after, you know, sorting out to see. But like, is he just gonna, like, whenever he feels like it, just go up and listen? Like, whenever he feels like saving people, is like, yeah, I'm in the mood. Now I'm just gonna go up and listen for two screams. Right? It's not you. It's just, you know.
Like, look at this way, right? I found it hilarious, right? Guardians of the Galaxy protect the galaxy. Avengers protect the Earth. Spider-Man protects New York. Daredevil protects a small area, located in there.
Yeah, whenever he feels like it, you know.
Basically, like it's such a small area. He has this kind of overpowered hearing. Like, you know, he'd hear the police sirens going, he'd hear the screams. Like, you know, he'd hear a lot of stuff going on around him.
Yeah, I like the backstory of Matt Murdock as well. You know, I love your man who plays Fisk. I love Fisk as a villain. I just think, like, if you're going to be focusing on him so hard, and you know, like, putting so much time and effort into putting Fisk away when there's like another 5 like him. This is just me being logical and like overanalyzing. But there's gonna be another 5-10 people like Fisk.
I think the thing about Fisk is Fisk is more. He has the strength. He has the intimidation factor. I think he has the intelligence as well. So like he has the strength, but you don't really see it because he is intelligent enough to intimidate people doing this work for him. So he doesn't have to lift a finger.
Yeah.
Which is probably why he got so fat.
If you're listening, don't offer you.
Vinny knows I love him.
My man.
Vinny D knows I love him. So I know one thing.
I hope he's listening. I wouldn't imagine so, but like, you know, let's tweet him.
We got 42 views on the last podcast, but I'm pretty sure there's like 11 people watched it. Yeah. But no, what you call it? I know now you were talking about Luke Cage. You watched Luke Cage with the whole training sequences, and then you compared that to Daredevil, and it really outlined your problem.
That's what I'm saying. This is when you know martial arts and when you're interested in it, even if you don't do it yourself, when you've seen, you know, like actual any martial artist hit the bag or, you know, hit pads, anything, and you see the actual technique, I mean, and you compare that to like Daredevil. I seen Luke Cage then or Carl Lucas as he was known at that time, in prison, hitting the bag with squabbles, and squabbles hold the bag, and it's good technique. You can see he's at least done some sort of boxing before, you know, and he's hitting it. It's looking good. He's mixing it up. He's not doing like, see, one thing. This is just me getting into kickboxing. This is me going full on martial arts mode. Like with Matt Murdock and Daredevil, he's hitting one this hand, then doing like 4 at this hand like this, and then going back to this hand, and then this. It's just so wrong, because then if you go up to someone, right, and you do this, and then you just start going I want to turn the light back on.
No. We're the darker part of the show now.
Yeah, but if you go up to someone, right, so if I go up to you now, I'm like, hey, and I start hitting you here, and I just go, it's just not going to work. It's just
because literally after the first 2 punches there, you kind of realize, okay, he's going there.
He's going to punch it in the face then. Like everything about it, like, and sometimes you see it in the actual fight scenes. He's just holding his hand like this. It's not realistic, you know. Like, you watch any martial arts over here, like, this is me going way over. No one here cares about this shit. Like, but yeah, when I see Luke Cage, he's mixing it up. You know, he's hitting here, he's hitting up. You know, it just looks more legit. Like, I mean, so it helps them with the fight scenes when he's hitting people. You know, and it looks more legit. You know, see with Jessica Jones, you didn't see her hit any punching bag.
Yeah.
You know, so you couldn't compare it.
You couldn't compare it.
It looks good in the fight scenes anyway.
Yeah. I think with Jessica Jones, she doesn't really feel the need. She knows she has super strength, so she doesn't feel the need to hit punch bag. She just knows whether I punch them right or wrong, they're still going through the wall. Like, either way.
Yeah. Same with Luke Cage, but at that time he wasn't more powerful. But like, yeah, there's nothing to compare it to with Jessica Jones. You know, so the fight scenes looked grand. With Luke Cage, I could see that it looked good. But then I see Matt Murdock hitting the bag and it looks so wrong. And then I see him doing kick flips and like, you know, backflips, killing people. It just looks. Another thing was, I know it's a comic, I know it's sensational, I know it's supposed to look good, but like some parts I'm just cringing when you could just walk up and kick someone. Like if someone's on their hands and knees, just walk up and kick them in the face. Don't do a big jumping backflip and then kick them in the face. Just walk up and kick them in the face. Probably get more power anyway. Just kick them in the face. Don't do a kick backflip. It's just
giving people brain damage and looking good doing it.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing. Yeah, but like you're just wasting energy then. You know, you see in that line, you're like you wouldn't be that bad if you just kick them in the face. You would save a lot of energy just kicking in the face. This is me being really pessimistic
walk
now.
With a bleeding toe poke to the side.
I was being really pessimistic now. It's just,
or you can just walk up, you'd save a lot of energy, just walk up, grab him by the scruff of the neck and bash his head into the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Like just so many things I see.
I'm getting a bit villainous with kind of that kind of move, you know, just kind of
I'm getting so many like I get so many like when I'm thinking, I know it's a comic, you know, it's a superhero. I get like so many like things annoy me because I'm thinking too logically, you know. I need to kind of like I need to relax a bit, but I'm thinking too logically. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but there's the other thing, but comics, you kind of go in and you know, right, it's sensationalism, but there is certain things you want to be like real life when it comes to the normal situations like work, fighting. You want them to be like normal real life, unless it's fighting with superpowers.
But I see Daredevil having a fight scene and he's gone full on killing, batting people, and he's grand. And then like the next fight scene he has, he gets like one punch in the face and he's like, you know, or else he's bollock stories, you know, you know, like for like after like one punch or like, you know, like one punch in the body or something. And I'm like, you've been through way worse and you are grand. So that's just me being really logical and pessimistic and just like not being too conservative and, you know, like whatever. But I'm bagging on Daredevil too much. It's a good show. I don't hate it completely.
Your Iron Fist and Daredevil. Oh wait, you just said your fist and Daredevil. Jesus Christ, this is like touching up the Flash.
This is you said that. I'm not fisting.
You said you touched on the Flash.
Yeah, I touched on the Flash. But I didn't say I'm fisting Daredevil.
You just said that there. Oh, I didn't. That to make it seem like you just said your fist and Daredevil.
Oh, disclaimer, I'm not fisting Daredevil.
I'm still going to change that to take up the non-disclaimer. I'm fisting Daredevil.
Welcome to the Spirit Comic Show. Today I'm only fisting Daredevil.
Today we have Dean on the show. I'm fisting Daredevil. Right, I think we should leave it there before we get any feels here. Fisting a blind man.
That was just. You want to end on a bad note though, because I've not been bagging on Daredevil.
Well, we're gonna end on some good news anyway, right? So we have the poll up on. We're gonna be announcing now at the end of the podcast what we're all gonna be reading next week. And hopefully now next Wednesday when we do the full version of the podcast, we will have the bro views,
the casual corner,
the newbie reviews. We'll have that on the main podcast rather than a cutaway. So we're trying to organise with his agent to get Dean onto the full show. You know, so we'll have two of us together for a full show hopefully.
Hopefully,
yeah, we'll see how that goes. So until then, back to me in the studio. Stop fisting Daredevil. Okay, so that was what Dean thought of World War Hulk, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Iron Fist. Yeah, what's Iron Fist? Yeah, Luke Cage. A few opinions that people may not agree on when it comes to Daredevil. I know Daredevil was kind of hailed as the best of the shows. But as Dean said, as someone who does he was in the fighting game, that the small details he notices, and he's very picky when it comes to that. Yeah, right, so before... Actually, no, never mind, I'll do it at the end. Yeah, so, what did you think of World War Hulk? I know we've set up this whole Superior Book Club, so do you agree with Dean's review? Do you have any different opinions on it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Yeah, just let us know. I'm going to be asking the question in the comments down below. I'm going to be asking it on Twitter. Ruby might even answer it. Listen, it's always unpredictable with this show. Right, so on to comics. Comics I've looked at this week. I've again, because I've been out of a job. I can see it here in the corner. Because I've been out of a job, I haven't really been able to get as many comics as I usually get. So I've been getting on my main titles that I can. I'm still on Spider-Man 2099. I really love Spider-Man 2099. Will Sliney draws an amazing Spider-Man. He's a great artist. He is Irish. We respect that. We support him 100%. So let's launch it. Yeah, Spider-Man 2099. Basically, in the latest comic, he's gone to. He's fighting civilians basically who've been taken over by. I can't think of her name now. Basically, she's a Greek myth, and yeah, so they've been taken over. They're fighting her, and this is a bit in the future. And then you have Spider-Man, Miles, and Silk back in the past or present. I hate timelines. Trying to protect everyone back there. But basically, long story short, I know that many people read Spider-Man 2099, so you may not be interested in this review. But basically, at the end of it, he's fighting with this Greek myth, and basically she says to him, she cuts the string of thread of life or something. She gets out her scissors, she has him paralysed, and she tries to pull his thread out just wherever the fuck she pulls the thread from, over fucking Nanny's knitted jumper. I don't fucking know, but she tries to pull his thread and it's not there. She's like, "You're dead." So basically the big reveal was, also we have Tempest, who was his mom as a superhero, and he bumps into another guy in this old blue and red costume, which I preferred. Well, listen, I love your costume, but the old blue and red was just badass. yeah, anyway, he bumps into her, and at the end of the comic, she explains, yeah, he died in her arms. And he's like, who's the other guy in the Spider-Man suit? She's like, it's Gabby. He's like, Gabby isn't Gabriel, which was the name, as we all know, of his half brother. And she's like, not your brother. He's our son. So yeah, it turns out Miguel is meeting his son. He's meeting his wife, but he is dead in that timeline. And there's the other dog, but he is dead in that timeline. So yeah, listen, Spider-Man 1999. I'm not doing it justice here because I just read the latest issue, but the issues beforehand I haven't read in a while, so I'm trying to jog the memory. But it is a great book. I suggest you should read it, if only even for the artwork, because Will Sliney does an amazing job. Yeah, other than that, sticking on Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, the last issue, I never actually talked about that. The front cover, and basically the story of it is he goes to Silver Sable's homeland, where Norman Osborn is taking over, and it ends with no powers, no suit, no tech, just Spider-Man and Norman Osborn, man to man, fist to fist, and it was so well done. Dan Slott, give yourself a pat on the back there, mate, because I've been a bit iffy on you in the past, but that was a great read. That was fantastic. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the next issue of Amazing Spider-Man. I look forward to any issue of Spider-Man. That's the read. DC wise, I read the recent Flash. Ebarton, Reverse Flash, is playing a big part in it again. Flash is having a birthday party. Green Lantern and everything showed up, and ends up in a fight with that dude who can make multiple copies of himself. So they're fighting him. They're distracted with him. Wally and Iris head home, where Ebarton is waiting for them. So, cut a long story short, you know, I don't delve too much into the comics because I want to get people interested in them, but I don't want to spoil the whole story, because if I'm telling you the whole story, what's the point in you reading it, you know? Basically, long story short, Ebarton breaks Wally's leg, kidnaps Iris, takes her to the 25th century. Flash shows up, needs to get Wally to Star Labs before Eobard left a message on the wall saying, you know where I live, and Flash is like, yeah, I need to bring Wally to Star Labs, then I need to go get Iris. But it's not a matter of where, it's a matter of when. Why is the timeline everywhere? Fucking hate timelines. Anyway, sorry, I'm running out of breath, I'm talking that fast. I apologise if you cannot understand me. Turn subtitles on, there should be subtitles. Anyway, yeah, so the episode ends with Eobard saying he wants to remind Iris, he wants to relive it again of when he killed her. So it's kind of falling in line with the TV show, because you know, with his hands. So it's falling in line with the TV show, Iris potentially dying by a speedster, except in the TV show it was Barry. Yeah, so the Flash, listen, to me it's the most consistent at the moment. Flash and Green Arrow are the most consistent DC comics. They're the only ones I've read once or twice and kept reading, so yeah. As far as the Secret Empire goes, I know I covered it a couple of weeks ago on the podcast and I haven't touched on it since. It's because I haven't read it yet. I've been waiting for this to arrive. I ordered this in because I wanted this variant cover of Secret Empire number 4. Stop. So yeah, it's Spider-Man covers. Spider-Man with a Hydra symbol. Hydra-Man. Spider-Man. Octopus and spiders, they both have 8 legs. They relate to each other. So yeah, excited to get reading that, so I'll let you know my thoughts on that when I'm finished reading it. Yeah, so she kept this show short like I said I would. So yeah, let's wrap this up. What I'm going to do is, before I announce what we're going to be reading next week, so around... Our new podcast will be recording on Wednesday hopefully. So maybe Sunday I'm going to put up dead polls again, doing our semi-final to a final to see what we'll be reading the week after. I enjoyed that, actually, watching them polls. I was commentating on them polls to myself, almost like I was commentating on Cheltenham or the Grand National, because it was so back and forward. 1 minute one comic was winning, and then it was all of a sudden the comic that was in the last place is winning. It was, and thank you all for voting. Didn't expect that many votes. I expected maybe 4 votes. But yeah, good old voting. So yeah, don't forget, please like this video. It's not that it's for my own self-confidence or anything like that. It's basically, if I want these videos to get seen on YouTube, I need to get as many likes as possible, so they move up the ranks. In terms of iTunes, we'd love if you could rate us on iTunes. Whatever you think, just give us a rate and a little comment maybe if you like. At the moment, when you look up Comics Podcast, we're actually the 8th or 9th on the list, which is a good sign, but I would very much like to be number 6. I'd be so happy with that. Yeah, so like this video, reply to the comment underneath. I'm going to be asking the question. If you're not on Twitter with us, you can answer it there. Yeah, so the only thing left to do is announce what book we're reading for next week's hashtag Superior Book Club. So after the votes have been tallied, next week myself, Dean mainly, and hopefully all of you will be reading Batman Hush. I haven't read this one myself now, but I've heard some good things. The cover art looks quality, so yeah, and it's a DC graphic novel after reading 2 Marvels, so yeah. Yes, that's next week. Next week, Batman Hush. Get your reading glasses out, and I'll talk to you on the Twitters or in the comments. That's this week's show. Thanks for watching. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.